Let's be careful about this real libertarian talk.
Please.
I drove the line way down the road.
I need freedom here.
Maybe it's freedom.
Now I have to be caged by a camera. Is that fair?
We'll pass this up.
It's already last year already.
Uh,
Very large.
I want to thank y'all for having me here again. I say again because I was here at your last state convention. Had a great time. I think we should nominate Ken Prazak for LNC and continue the pressure on this man.
Fund it.
If you don't want to pay the poll tax, give me your $94. I will put it to good use.
We could have a poll fundraiser.
This is really one of my favorite parts of doing the campaign. It's nice to go to the state conventions and see everyone that you don't get to see from year to year. But the greatest joy I have is to come to a local meeting like this. We do them all over the country because people in this room make the Libertarian Party. You make things happen. We were just talking about the LNC. You know, the LNC has become just like government. The best thing the LNC can do for groups like this is just get out of the way. Leave us alone. They should be asking what we can do to help you. What do you need? That's the only question we should hear from national. But be that as it may, my point is still this. It's groups like this that make the Libertarian Party work. There'd be nothing for us to do at the top of the ticket to work with people like you on the ground, working for winnable races, putting people in office, changing how people are able to live their lives, to make them more free. Fries are back.
Eat them all on the other bed.
People ask me all the time why I'm running for president. I tell them all the same thing. I'm running for president so I can leave you alone. Part of that vast libertarian conspiracy that wants to take over government and leave you alone. We know that's how government works best. Getting out of the way, leaving us alone. You've all got the handouts tonight. I'm very proud of this new project, the Million Vote March. Libertarians for years have been hung up on this million number for some reason. This million votes. It's like I don't know what magic will happen when we get it, but let's find out this time.
Yeah.
You know, we've never had a campaign or a candidate that's had an actual plan for doing this. We all know we want to have it, but how do we do it? Well, this is the way we do it. We have the Million Vote March. The great thing about this march, you don't have to go into training for 6 weeks before we do it. You don't have to march on Washington or state capitol or even City Hall, unless that's where your ballot place is. You don't have to give up your favorite desserts or go on a diet. Have a beer the night before. Get out on election day, November 6th, go down to the ballot box and vote Libertarian. There's got to be at least 1 million people in this country that want to stop killing people in other countries. Be 1 million people in this country that just want to stop the drug war.
Yeah.
The most horrendous domestic war that's ever been perpetrated. The war that's killing more people than the drugs that they're so afraid of.
An abject failure to vote.
Absolutely. Well, see, no, that's my point about war. Our political rhetoric is rife with war. Every time a new politician gets a job or something, wants to do something about some social problem or some boogeyman that's happening across the world. It's the same thing. We've got to have a war on it. In the 60s, we had President Johnson and his Great Society. War on poverty. They great. No more poor people. We're going to do away with it. We're going to have a war on poverty. And we still got poor people in this country. Of course, the 70s come along, President Carter, and he said that he knew how hard it was. He felt America's pain because we know how hard it is to educate your children. So we're going to help you. We're going to create the Federal Bureau of Education and have a war on ignorance. There's no more ignorant people. This is great. I've been churning out functional illiterates ever since. And then old Dick Nixon gave us the drug war. Most devastating domestic war this country's ever seen. What we've learned from all of these is exactly what the gentleman said. War does not work. It doesn't work. We never cured anything, we never solved anything that we're trying to solve because we have a war on it. got war on terror. Had to duplicate the Department of Defense, create the Department of Homeland Security, just what we need, redundancy in government. And the TSA 10 years ago was born. Ever since then, they've confiscated everything from nail files to combs, pocket knives, cigarette lighters, containers of liquids that are too large to be safe. In 10 years, the one thing TSA's never confiscated is a terrorist. Stop the wars. People always ask us where we go in every debate we have. What do you do as soon as you're elected president? What's the first couple things you're going to do? Okay, I'll entertain that fantasy for just a moment. And all y'all got together, told all your friends, and they told all their friends, and now I'm president. See how easy that is?
Yeah, it's a word like that.
First thing I'm going to do is declare peace. Tell America and the rest of the world we're not going to be at war anymore. We're going to be at war on ourselves or on our fellow people in the world. Got to stop this nosy neighbor foreign policy that we have. Start being a good neighbor. Set a good example by trying to solve our problems with conversation rather than bombs. We don't teach people it's wrong to kill people by killing people. Don't teach people it's wrong to bomb other people by bombing. That's your seat. You can sit right there all you want. That's the libertarian crowd. You can do what you want to. People want to know what the president can do about jobs. What are we going to do about jobs in this country? Well, I got that one figured out too. We'll fire some people. Now, you can laugh if you want to, but it's true. Dr. Wrights laid it out. The research has been done in her book, Healing Our World. For every bureaucrat that loses their job, for every regulator we fire, 150 private sector jobs are created. So I want to see how many jobs I create. 150, 150, 150. Start firing bureaucrats every which way. People that will work for me will be the people that can dismantle their departments as quickly as possible. They are fighting for those French fries, you know that. They all want them. So again, let me thank you for coming. Thank you for what you're doing. This is the heart and soul of the Libertarian Party right here in Illinois, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, wherever we are. People like you everywhere. People who fill this room, make things happen for the Libertarian Party. Make me glad to stand up and want to be your standard bearer in this next election. We can make a difference in this next election. The way we do that is by being different. That's easy because we're different already. Thank you for having me.
Ask for money.
So does anyone have questions for Lee?
I have a question.
Sure.
You said we had to create the Department of Homeland Security. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's just a southern way of saying that's something they felt like they had to do in order to keep you safe and secure in a free country that we had. Of course, they didn't have to do it, but they did. And in my opinion, it was a redundant department that should have never been created. It's been pretty useless as far as I can tell.
Except for traumatizing and fondling small children and elderly women
Well, of
in
course.
wheelchairs.
What good is it
Other
to
than
have a bunch of
that-
power if you can't use it on people?
Can't use it on helpless
And
people.
X-raying people beyond, you know, their
That's not
whatever.
right. Watch out, that's the ordinance.
Yeah.
Government always has to look like it's doing something.
Well, exactly. That's how they get elected.
Yeah.
Create these boogeyman, gotta have a war on something, you know, so we can have a good election.
And how come, answer me this, how come we're now czars now? Why do we have drug czars and this czar?
Right. I wanna
Just
be
the
a
word
Kaiser.
czar scares the shit out of me. What do you want to be?
I want to be a Kaiser. I don't want to be a Tsar. I want to be a Kaiser.
My other daughter wants to be a Kaiser.
But there's power in titles. That makes you, you know, that is something. It sounds
But isn't that
grand and
taken from the
bizarre,
Russian
you know,
and frightening?
Yeah. We need less czars, more bizarre.
I want that bumper sticker.
Yes, exactly.
You can sell me that
I will-
bumper sticker.
That's good.
Okay.
That's another good, I gotta keep up with all these good
I love
ideas. We were in Kansas City in last weekend.
Right down.
One of my anarchist friends were there, and he was going on to me about how terrible it is I'm running for office. I said, yeah, but if you were gonna vote, you'd vote for me. He says, that's right. I said, I'm gonna get you that t-shirt that says, if I was gonna vote, I'd vote for Lee Wrights. He said, I'd vote for you. So he's the anarchist. If I was gonna vote, I'd vote for you.
That's it.
This is another key to this election. We're not ever gonna make our electoral success out of converting Democrats and Republicans. We're never going to convert enough of them for us to have success. 50% of the people in this country don't vote.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're stupid, it's not because they don't care.
No, it's just
Because they're smart, they've learned. As long as I go and vote Democrat and Republican, I get the same thing every time. I get promises and then nothing else. Nobody fulfills those promises. We need to appeal to those people. That's what this Million Vote March is all about. We need to sell this. This is a chance for people in America to be a part of something that's never happened before. Historic. You only get to do something first one time. This is a chance for us to have 1 million votes for a libertarian candidate for the first time. If you've never voted before, this is your chance to stand up and tell the world. The world watches our presidential elections just as much as America does. At least 1 million of us want to stand up and say, we don't want to kill you anymore. We don't agree with what's going on over here. Show the world, show America a different side of America. Be indifferent so that we can make a difference. That's what we have to do. So go to the website, millionvotemarch.com, my campaign website, Wrights2012.com, WRIGHTS.com, 2012.com. All our op-eds are there, our videos are there. We've started producing our videos. We've got the videos that are editable so that the state parties can use them, or state candidates, federal candidates. You're able to edit your own information in at the end of these commercials. The product's already done, it's already available. Just contact the campaign and give it to you free of charge. You edit it and run it in your own markets. We're running them in Atlanta now. We hope to get a trimmed down version of the Million Vote March, which is the last video we just brought out. Trim it down to a 30-second spot and make it usable. So we just advertise for libertarian candidates. This is not about Lee Wrights. This is not about me being anything in the party or being president. This is what the libertarian message should be. I don't care who's delivering it. I don't care who you want to be your presidential candidate. This is the message we should be bringing to America. We want to declare peace because we know prosperity follows peace.